Okay. When you right now, if you were able to leave the country, would you leave and not come back?
Of course, of course. I can't return in exile. I can't. Why? First, because I know that we have really to do this struggle we are doing today with my compatriot. I have so many members, 9 members who are in prison today. I can't abandon them. And there are some, I have 2 assistants. One assistant was killed in 2018, and the other was disappeared in 2020. And the vice president, we worked together when I was in the FDU, was disappeared in 2018.
Wow.
And the coordinator of my political party was was killed in 2019. And our representative in the eastern of country was disappeared in 2019. I have so many members who were killed or were kidnapped. This I have to go ahead before them.
On their behalf. In other
Yes.
words, you're fighting to make sure that they did not die in vain.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I do.
What about you?
I know I have also the many members who believe in our political, who believe in our struggle. This I cannot abandon. This is why I say if I can visit my husband, because my husband is sick since 2016, he has a problem. Here's the problem until today. He cannot travel to visit me. I am the one who can travel, but the government refused me to give the authorization. I can, if the government authorizes me to visit my husband, I can go, but I will be back.
What if you go to Netherlands to visit your husband and they do not allow you back into Rwanda?
I don't see how they will do it, because if I will go with a Rwandan passport, I don't see how they will refuse me to come back.
Okay. Do you fear for your life?
Of course, of course. If you have members who are kidnapped or who are assassinated, of course, you think maybe something like that can happen with me. But I know that I don't have to live in a fear every time. I know that something can happen with me, but also I know that I have to go ahead with my struggle.
Are you the only opposition party in Rwanda?
No, we have also the other members, Maître Ntaganda Bernard. He was also arrested in 2010 because he wanted also to participate in the presidential election 2010. He was arrested in June and in 2010, and I was arrested in October 2010.
Is there anyone who has tried to run for president against Paul Kagame who has not been arrested?
Only one. If you are a serious component, of course, they use all means to move you away. But for example, we have the president of a Green Party. He participated in presidential election. Now he's in parliament. But I think in 2003, Dr. Theonest tried to participate in presidential election. He was he's now in prison since then, 2003 until today. He's in prison. Wow. He was a doctor. He worked and he has no problem. But when he published that he want to participate in the presidential election, directly he was accused to have committed the genocide. But before the time he worked and nobody has accused him, nothing. But when he said, I want to participate in the presidential election, automatically he was accused.
Okay, so then my question again is there anyone who has announced to participate in presidential election against Paul Kagame who was not arrested?
Not really.
Really?
Not already. Only the candidate that was chosen by the ruling party. If the ruling party choice that the person who will participate in the presidential election with President Kagame, then they allow the person. But if you are not chosen by the ruling party, you cannot participate. Everybody who wanted to participate and who were not chosen by the ruling party was arrested.
Okay, so within Kagame's own political party, people can run against him in the primaries and he will not do anything to them. But if it's a different political party and you're running as a presidential candidate, somehow there's a charge against you and you're arrested.
Yes, that was what happened with the doctor in 2003. In 2010 was with me and Metrin Haganda. In 2017 was Mrs. Diane Rwigara.
Okay, so what do you think the president, Paul Kagame, will think about you granting this interview? Will it get you in trouble?
You know, I give many interviews. I know that, no, I don't think so. The last time they do nothing, but I think the few years ago, into 2020 and 21, when I got some interview like now, every time I was summoned by a Rwanda Investigation Bureau. Okay. But I can say that now, a few months ago, they tolerate when I give interview.
The way you describe any leader who jails his political opponents, that's the textbook's definition of dictatorship. Does that definition apply to the Rwandan president?
Yes, the regime that we have in Rwanda is really dictatorial regime. It is not the regime who tolerates the dissident voices. And you know that the Rwanda government claims that the open political space in Rwanda would lead to concurrence of power, but based on ethnicity. And I think they are afraid that will be possibility to taking Rwanda back into another ethnic conflict. But I don't agree with this argument, because such claim only justify the idea that Rwanda needs a stronger man than a strong institution.